All right. We're going to be talking about variables in context again today. This is part 2. So go ahead and write that title at the top of your notes. In part 1, we talked about adding and subtracting. So, part 2, we're talking about multiplying and dividing. Example 1. So, I apologize, but I typically talk about food, so we're going to go with food again. We're talking about Skyway Doghouse here. Let's say that we want to set up a situation where we wanted to buy 6 Chicago-style hot dogs with fries. Let's set up what that situation looks like. So, one Chicago hot dog with fries is going to cost you $3.49. So, we could go the long way and go $3.49 plus $3.49. That's 1, 2. $3.49 would be 3, 4, 5, and another $3.49 would be 6. So we could add all 6 of those together, and we should end up getting $20.94. Now, if I was buying like 76 hot dogs, I would not want to add that 76 times. So if you think about, you add something, the same number multiple times, so there's an easier way to do this. When we talk about repeated addition, you can simplify that by just multiplying. So, what we really have is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times $3.49. So, if you added $3.49 6 times, you should get $20.94. If you do 6 times $3.49, you should also get that $20.94. Notice there's no multiplication sign right here. If you see a number or a variable next to a parentheses, you can automatically assume that that is multiplication. If it's not multiplication, you're going to see a plus sign, or you're going to see a division sign, or you're going to see subtraction. So if it's not written, you can assume it's multiplication. Let's say that we don't know how many hot dogs we want to buy. Let's just call it X. But we still know that it's $3.49 for each hot dog. So we're going to just quickly interpret each of these pieces. So the first piece we need to interpret is X. This X was in place of 6. In this context, what did 6 represent? So I would say 6 was the number of hot dogs we were buying. So X is the number of hot dogs. You can be more specific. You say X is the number of Chicago-style hot dogs with fries that we're buying. But basically, we just need to know that X is that number of thing that we're buying. The second thing we want to interpret is, what does that 3.49 represent? $3.49 is the cost for each. Underline that word each. $3.49 is the cost for each hot dog. Let's just include with fries. That word each is one way to identify that this is multiplication. If you're working on a word problem and you see the word each, there's a very high chance, if not guaranteed chance, that you're going to be multiplying in that situation. So the last piece we want to interpret is the entire expression. What does x times $3.49 represent? It is the total cost for all the hot dogs with fries that we ordered. So x times $3.49 is the total cost for all the hot dogs with fries that we ordered. So if we ordered 15, then you would multiply 15 times $3.49, and that would represent the total cost for all 15 hot dogs with fries. X just means we don't know how many we're buying yet. We do know that it's $3.49 for each one. Hopefully that was straightforward enough. Got a couple more examples for you. Let's do one more that is multiplication. So let's keep with the food idea. Let's do burgers and fries, but this time it's not a combo, it's separate. And we're gonna check out Route 66 because the burgers are pretty awesome. So a burger is gonna cost $4.95. That's just plain, nothing special to it. A side of fries is going to cost $1.95. We are not eating by ourselves, so we have 4 total people. So $4.95 for a burger, we're going to multiply that times 4 people, plus we also want to get some fries, so let's take $1.95 and we're going to multiply that. We're going to share the fries a little bit, so we're only going to get 3 sides of fries. Now, you could multiply these, add it, multiply them, and you could figure out what's the total cost for this meal. But the point of this lesson is to understand the variables in context. So let's say that we have the $4.95, and we don't know how many burgers, so let's call that B for burgers, plus $1.95. We don't know how many fries we want, so let's call that F. Sometimes the variables might not be as straightforward as B for burger, F for fries, but we'll make it easy on you today. There's a couple things that I want to interpret here. So I'm going to write the variables off to the side. So B is the number of burgers. And we've got F is the number of fries. It's not $4.95 is not a variable, but we should interpret it. $4.95 is the cost per burger. Underline that word per. That also means multiply. And then $1.95 is the cost for each fry. So each and per, those are a lot of times interchangeable. So we have our 2 variables and we have the 2 numbers in front of the variables. Let's go ahead and define this word really quick. So B and F, let me write this below. So B and F are variables. Okay, variables, those are just going to be letters. They're always going to be letters. You're going to hear us refer to them as variables, but when you look at them, you're seeing letters. If we look at $4.95 and $1.95, those 2 numbers are called coefficients. Those are called coefficients. And all a coefficient is the number in front of a variable. So variables are the letters, coefficients are the numbers in front of the variables. So we want you to know that language. If we ask, what's the coefficient of f? Look at f. The coefficient is the number in front, 195. If we ask, what's the coefficient of b? Coefficient is the number in front, so 495. I want to interpret a couple more pieces of this. So 495 times b, that piece right there represents the total cost for all the burgers, which means that 195 times f is the total cost for all the fries. You might order 3 fries, you might order 7 fries if you want a lot of fries. But $1.95 times f represents the cost for all the fries. If we look at the entire thing, so let's look at the whole thing. So 495 times b plus 195 times f, that represents the total cost for all b burgers and all f fries. So we're talking about, we have 4 burgers, 3 fries. You multiply these, multiply those, add them together. This whole thing is going to give you the total cost. Even if we have variables here, this entire expression right here represents the total cost for all the burgers and all the fries. I don't want to get into another example. We don't have too much more time, but hopefully you get the gist of what it means for numbers in front of variables and how we interpret those individual expressions. So I will see you and talk to you later.